So I recently came across this headline and I immediately thought, in a world where most movies that you end up seeing are established IP in some way or another, how did Sinners achieve this? I thought about it, went to go see Superman, and in the previews, I ended up seeing the trailers for The Running Man and Project Hail Mary, only to figure out that, yeah, both of those movies are actually adaptations as well. So clearly this means that adapted screenplays are outdoing originals 2-1, right? Well, it's not actually that simple. The article that started this comes from Jason Hellerman of NoFilmSchool.com, and in his brief post, he makes mention that Sinners has become a signpost for everyone who loves original film, and that it's taking the crown as one of the highest grossing original films in 15 years. And then there's this list of top 11 films, but there is a pretty big discrepancy. It is leaving out animated films altogether, which means that domestic box office hits such as Zootopia, Finding Dory, and weirdly enough, The Secret Life of Pets aren't counted in this at all. But let's go ahead and take a look at other parts of Hellerman's post, because there is one specific notion that I think is quite interesting, and it's the notion that audiences crave original stories. Now, this is a sentiment that could be supported by various different things, especially the ever-changing nature of the film industry. I mean, as Anthony Mackie once said,
like, there are no movie stars anymore. Like, Anthony Mackie isn't a movie star. The Falcon is a movie star. It used to be with Tom Cruise and Will Smith and Stallone and Schwarzenegger. When you went to the movies, you went to go see the Stallone movie. You went to go see the Schwarzenegger movie. Now you go see X-Men. The evolution of the superhero has meant the death of the movie star.
So how exactly did Sinners make such a huge splash? Well, as it turns out, word of mouth still stands out as one of the greatest forms of marketing. Sinners opened to $48 million in the box office in its opening weekend, and ended its entire theatrical run with about $365.8 million in total revenue. And with a $90 million budget, that's a success. But what are the actual things that the film does to really go ahead and earn that strong and positive word of mouth? So let's start with its genre, horror. A film within the horror genre is essentially like an isekai anime. Now, bear with me on this comparison. They are both relatively easy to make, pretty affordable to go ahead and make, and on top of that, you pretty much have a well-established audience that is at least willing to go ahead and check it out simply because of its, premise alone. And there's also the fourth factor, which is the well of ideas has truly run dry for both of these things. However, that does mean that all it really takes is a really damn good crew of people to come around with a pretty interesting and thought-provoking idea to pretty much breathe life right back into the genre. And I'ma keep it a buck, Coogler and his crew 100% fit that bill. Starring Michael B. Jordan.
Our pronouns are they, them, because we are literally two niggas.
Hailey Steinfeld.
But you can't steal this pussy for a night.
Miles Caton.
I just want to taste you.
Jack O'Connell, and many more. Sinners goes ahead and takes the vampire hunter movie subgenre to brand new heights thanks to its all-star cast, excellent visuals, music, and its pristine writing. So, Marvel, get on it. But back onto this movie and its thematic device being music. And, this movie goes ahead and uses music in a way that not only fits the specific characters and its setting, but also fits into a very rich narrative that goes into the concepts of sin, family, money, freedom, and just life in general. On top of that, this film also goes ahead and spends a great deal of time focusing on the characters and spending time with them prior to all the drama. So you get invested in what they want, what they're doing, how they're going to do these things, and I'm not going to spoil anything because just like everybody else who recommended this movie, I'm here to recommend it to you because it's that good. I will, however, go ahead and praise Coogler and Michael B. Jordan for just doing a phenomenal job in sucking me into the setting and everything that's going on, and for doing so damn good on that drama, that sweet, sweet drama. And all of these great aspects are wrapped up in a runtime that does not overstay its welcome. So as a result, you have a pretty damn good movie that gets better the more you watch it. And critics agree, as the Rotten Tomatoes score for it is a certified fresh with a staggering 97%. With a score like that, chances are you're gonna have a pretty good time, and the praise doesn't end with critics, as it's received plenty of nominations and won some of them as well, as it's been nominated for a total of 27 awards, and it's won 12 of those so far. So does this movie and its success represent a potential shift in just how many more original films we'll be getting in the future? Probably yes. You see, these things are very difficult to go ahead and nail down. I mean, if we go ahead and look at the 5 original screenplays that were nominated for an Oscar this year, personally, I only recognized one of them, and that's purely because of word of mouth. If anything, the film that properly represents a shift and intrigue into original screenplays is Everything Everywhere All at Once. I mean, that movie went ahead and swept at the Oscars. Sinners, on the other hand, just feels more like a brick in the wall to establish a much stronger structure and desire to watch these movies. It's more of a supplementary thing rather than a foundational shift. So while the era of the character, like Anthony Mackie said, is very much still alive, original films like Sinners and The Substance are very much leading the way for other types of films to be made, and not necessarily just within horror, but just original screenplays altogether. All of this leads me to believe that the state of the film industry and the trajectory that we're on is primarily one of a pendulum and not so much an unpredictable path with a lot of soullessness and cash grabbiness. For the most part, a lot of movies, regardless of whether they are from an established IP or a completely original IP, have tried to maintain their heart in a lot of instances. I mean, just look at Superman and Fantastic Four. I mean, the similarities between that and Sinners are practically nothing, except for the fact that you can see that there are creators behind this, and there's a lot of their DNA within those movies in a way that feels like it's made to be cared about. But all in all, I look forward to whatever it is that's coming next. I mean, stuff like, Project Hail Mary and Running Man look really cool, but something like Spider-Man Brand New Day is right up my alley, and I think it's gonna be a banger. So that'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for today's video. If you like what you saw, go ahead and leave a like. If you didn't, oops. If you want to keep up with whatever it is that I'm up to, I'm going to be covering media in all shapes and forms, consider subscribing. And yeah, it's been your friendly neighborhood content creator, Foster Cinema, and I'm signing off. See ya.